Southern Riverbend.
Cal, Southern Riverbend. Just talking about him.
Just talking about
On
him.
cue.
I saw 6 cows.
6 posters.
Yeah, 6
Of Cal.
next to
At shelter.
Next to 4 Ben Lees.
Ben Lee's the guy that sings Wasabi, isn't he?
I don't
Remember
know
that song?
I don't know.
Wasabi.
What's up?
Anyway, the 4 Drive podcast, powered by Tyrepower. We are back. Obviously, that was Cal, the Southern Riverbend. Let it ride. Bringing us in, the 4 Drive podcast on Instagram. All our episodes over on BackChat's YouTube. Patreons, patrons. Thank you for your support. Patreon.com/4 Drive podcast. Get across there and have a look if you're keen for a little bit extra. Merch, voice messages, and the voice messages and the ultimate 4 drive, which are, Ronnie, don't worry about it. The ultimate 4 drive is just gaining speed quickly.
Did was there something quite extravagant last week?
That we've had, yes. So you saw the 3-door Defender.
Yes.
Yep. Then we had this it was another it was a disco.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh,
just a very, very tidy setup. And obviously the boys have sent them into www.the4drivepodcast.com.au where you get over to that.
Wow. Brilliant.
But yeah, we've had 2 rippers in a row, and you would have loved this one that you missed last week. We set a code word up for you last week because you were away.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. You said you backed him.
Yeah, I did. I backed him. And
I was too relaxed, man. I honestly...
Must be nice.
Oh, you're saying you got to be wound up to listen to us?
Oh, no.
Unreal.
I stayed off my phone almost the entire time.
That's okay.
I even forgot where my phone was. And I had to refrain from reminding people how much adults were on their phone. Never mind the 2 teenagers that were there.
Oh, so you reckon you put your phone away and you got on your high horse a little bit?
No, I prevented myself from being on the high
getting
horse.
on the horse.
Yeah, but the 2 younger girls, I pretty much got roped into playing chess and all kinds of stuff with them, and went paddleboarding, heaps of stuff down south.
Nice.
Look, all the adults, and we all did that as well. But I noticed that when we're just idling, chilling out, they were on their phones, which we all do, and I'm usually guilty of it. But put it away.
Well, we'll let you off this time, maybe, Jaden. We'll let him off.
All
That's
right.
good.
No,
I
you
like
can make
that.
the executive
That's
decision as co-captain of the 4 Drive podcast and the West Coast Eagles. You have double say.
I'll tell you what, I've got about
Congratulations, by the way, mate.
half an hour drive home. I'll listen to it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see if you can find
Fast
it.
forward to the code word, and then we'll let you off. But no, we did have the ultimate 4 drive is right in the sweet spot at the moment with what the information we're getting and the 4 drivers out there that are keen to send their vehicles in, nailing it.
So we're getting more photos,
Yep.
and we're getting more details.
Yep, and we got an
heaps.
interior of Noah's Defender that you were really keen to see. So Jaden can show you that
We're
afterwards.
gonna have to
Actually,
jump on YouTube to have a look now.
Yeah, you will.
yeah.
Yeah, but last week we had Tom Burnett's
Tom, yep.
Land Rover
Disco.
Discovery,
Unreal.
the TD5.
Nice.
Simple yet a bit simply finished.
Like
Not-
a
not-
minimalist.
Yeah, minimalist.
Ultimate machine?
It wasn't simple. It was like a minimalist look, but really nice.
Kitted.
Everything kitted out. And then you went through the list of things you'd done to it.
So a lot of it was
Definitely
kind of like
simple.
stealth almost.
Stealth. Yeah, it was a very stealth disco.
Yeah, it was a stealth.
It was a stealthy
Vorby.
disco.
Yeah, stealth disco.
Stealthy disco.
I've never been to a stealthy disco, but
Yeah,
Is that muffled bass? Trying to work out where it's coming from.
yeah, mate.
anyway,
We
go
do
back
have
and have a look, find the code word.
another ultimate rig today.
Yeah, we do. I had a look down
which is
there.
good.
I haven't read through it because I want to see it for the 1st
don't.
time with the great man Ronnie. Welcome back. On the radar, going to jump straight into it. Can you bring up the photos, please, of this crazy photo of a beach down about an hour south of Adelaide? What is it called again? Aldinga, I reckon. I'm probably saying that wrong. Adlinger. Anyway, I don't know how to say that. Is that not the most packed beach you've ever seen in your life?
It's pretty packed.
That is incredible.
It looks like the IKEA car park.
They've literally got a road set up.
Are they all
through the
Prados?
Oh, geez, I
shopping
think they're
centre or
all. I
what?
think all the Prados are given. I think they're all getting taken back, mate.
Actually, it looks like the Bunnings car park, to be honest. Where's the hot dog stand?
Get to the Prados later. Can you go down a little bit, please, Jaden? For people on YouTube that haven't seen this, that aren't on YouTube and won't be seeing this, Just type in ADLINGA beach in South Australia over the Australia Day long weekend.
How close is that to Adelaide?
It's about an hour away.
Oh, you did say
An
that.
hour south of Adelaide.
Is that kind of like that's near the Coorong and that, eh? Like south of the Coorong, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Don't know. It's near Wollonga. I know that.
Okay.
I had a mate that went and played footy at Wollonga, so that rang a bell. But that's the craziest photo I've ever seen on a beach. Little video there. It stretches for as far as the eye can see along that beach.
Down south in Yallingup, Margaret River, Dunsborough, it probably at worst looked half of that.
Yeah,
that wasn't on the beach. That's just people parking at the beach car park to go down.
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
That is nuts.
Mayor was really pleased with the
behaviour,
which is the first time ever. So we'll take that. Well done, South Australians.
Is this over the long weekend?
That was over the long weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I've just never seen anything like it, so I thought I'd throw it in there. So check that out quickly. Next one, because I know you've got some stuff. I don't know. We don't know what you've come in with today, but you've come in with some stuff that you're ready to throw some fire, I think. So the next one I just want to touch on really quickly is the GMC Yukon Denali. Now, General Motors obviously have the big GMC utes flying around. There's not a whole lot of them, I don't think, in Australia.
No,
you don't see them like you see the Ram or the Silverado or anything like that.
Yep.
But this is the luxury SUV that is coming to the market.
The wagon version?
The wagon version this year. So it's a 6.2 litre petrol V8, throwing out a heap of power, 10-speed auto transmission. Arrives in Melbourne in the first half of this year for Walkinshaw to convert to the right-hand drive. So these won't be too far off being on the road, I wouldn't have thought. They're going to be around that $170,000 mark. That's what
because Walkinshaw got to convert them.
Yeah, so that you're paying a bit extra on that, but it's a little bit bigger than the 300 in all dimensions. So it's a big car.
Quite a bit bigger. It looks tall,
and
like on just bonnet wise.
Yeah, like they're obviously you've seen the big utes that fly around.
Yeah, it's basically like a big, GMC truck.
Yeah,
but it's a wagon
with a boot. Yeah,
yeah.
So 170 grand for this thing, but I know the reason I put this in there is because I haven't seen one of these on the road yet. Obviously, they're still on the way.
When you say 170 grand, is that like the top spec?
So the
starting.
So the Yukon Denali right there, 170 they reckon from this article. I don't know if there's any way of knowing exactly yet, but I think that is the luxury,
right?
The luxury version.
Considering that the 300 series, the GR is going to be 160,000.
Yeah.
It's not that much more.
It's not. Now, this thing may not be as capable off-road. I don't know where they sit. But the reason I put it in here is because American trucks have made their mark now well and truly in Australia. There's more and more on the road. We're continuing to see, and maybe not in the four-wheel drive, hardcore four-wheel drive world.
No, more like in the towing
tourer
world. Dropping in boats, towing caravans, towing boats.
Yeah. So
farms.
Their popularity's grown. So like, where does the SUV, the wagon version sit in the Australian market? Does it compete with the 300 or the Y62 or Y63, which is soon to come as well?
Depends on the towing capacity and things like that.
I couldn't tell you that.
If it has a great towing capacity, I think it's going to come down to that. I mean, fuel range, that could be an issue for it. It looks. I don't actually. It looks nice for a
in excess of 3.5 ton. So
it's going to look like there's a truck behind you that's sitting behind you.
Yeah. Now the other thing I wanted to say is, I reckon these look unbelievable. You know the shows like if you're watching Yellowstone and then the politicians fly around Montana in. That's kind of
that kind of looks like like you can see a fleet of those with a CIA.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I feel like you'd feel pretty boss driving that around.
It's
I don't know, for a 10 more grand than a 300 series.
Yeah,
you're probably not going off road in this thing. That's the only thing.
It's the practicality of it though. I understand why people buy these big utes and trucks and things because they use them to haul stuff. They use them for work purposes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see those around. Would you see many of these going around Melbourne?
I doubt
parking at the shops?
Yeah, not for 170 grand.
Nah. No, I doubt it, but that's what I'm keen to find. Like, I just reckon they look cool, and the trucks we probably thought at the same time, like, what are they gonna? You don't need a truck that big.
Yeah,
but now we do. So anyway,
it's because of the towing. Like, people want to tow bigger and bigger caravans.
Yeah.
I think people want to bring too much of their home with them out. You know, that's what I think.
Those in glass houses, mate. Has been known to caravan yourself.
Takes a lot with him camping.
Well, I don't like that though. That's the thing. I don't enjoy the side of it. It's like I might as well go hop in a mine site donger. You know, there's too much in there. Why bring a fucking oven and stove and microwave and all that shit?
We got him started.
You know, it's just too much. Like 3.5 ton. Come on.
Come on.
You know.
No. Anyway, we'll just leave it there. The GMC Denali Yukon. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but see where it takes us. I don't know if I'm
if the drive line is as tough as it looks, then it might be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be IFS surely because they want comfort.
Yeah, and maybe the price will come down as more hit the market. Who knows?
Don't think so.
Probably not. Time for Tough Dog Tip of the Week.
Well,
please, Ronnie.
Before we get to that,
okay, here we go. Might be first of the surprises.
I haven't bought a car in 2025 until now.
Wait, what?
The Prado I bought last year.
Dropping in it.
So I went and bought another car.
God.
Well, we couldn't just have Duggo with a 79. So I've gone and I bought a 79.
Did you?
But it's a single cab.
A single cab 79. What are you going to do with one of them?
79. It's silver. It's not a 2.8. It's also not a V8.
Is it that hybrid? No. Wait.
You haven't clicked on yet.
Oh, it's that thing, yeah. You know what? I saw this thing in America or somewhere. They were testing like a V6 hybrid. Oh, no, that was a V8 hybrid anyway. Yeah. Nice one.
Well, actually, I bought my daughters a 79 each, and then I bought myself one too.
Give us a look at this thing.
Check that out.
Same space in the cab as mine.
Yeah, but look
No
underneath
joke.
it. Look underneath it. It is proper full drive.
It is. Coils all round.
Yeah, but the coil and the leaf on the rear, it's a bit funny, isn't
these
it?
two, yeah. Thought they were tweezers.
And if you put it on a couch next to you, try and push down on the front and then the back, and you'll notice it's a rough ride on the back, like a real 70.
Do you mind me asking what this cost you?
$79.
Did it actually?
Yeah.
Is it worth $79?
Well, we only just assembled them today, so I went to the post office when I got home because I had like the missed postage.
Oh, you got the slip.
Yep. Took my youngest daughter with me. She was trying to guess what it was. Took them back, and I said to my daughter, eldest daughter, I said, I bought you a 79 because that's all she freaking talks about. She wants a 79.
They are pretty cool. I actually was sucked in there.
Yeah.
That's how used to you buying new cars I am.
See, all the wheels are spinning.
Proper four-wheel drive.
Yeah, proper four-wheel drive. And it goes as slow as a 70.
What was the other colours you got?
Well, they're all only option was silver.
Oh, right.
And I was worried that they'd all interfere with each other, but they actually pair to each remote, which is cool. And then it's got you can put lights and stuff on. Yeah.
Did I show you Luke Shuey's one that he bought?
And he sent you
that video and told me he bought a 79 and then zoomed out and it was he did like a full production with that thing.
It's a good video.
And you know what? I think that's what planted the seed for me to get this one. So
right. might ask Shuey if we can post that video.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
That's like me dreaming in my new 79 though. I'm not really just sitting in the garage, but anyway.
I'll see.
Not actually driving it, just project a screen of four-wheel drive push going past.
Collecting dust.
Yeah.
Probably a smart decision by me, to be honest.
Investment.
Might have to catch up with Shu and see test his skills.
Have a race.
Yeah.
That'd be
Four-wheel
good.
drive off.
Have a race.
Let's go out to the Julimar State Forest or something and put these things through its paces. Do you have a genuine tough dog tip of the week?
I do, actually.
Oh, cool.
So this is very recent. had a bit of a go at the kids on the way back. So we stopped at a place, finally found some coffee stuff, and wife bought the eldest daughter a milkshake. And we're 2 minutes from home. 2 minutes from home. And then they're mucking around in the back, and one of them accidentally knocked the milkshake over, and it was nearly full. And my backpack with my laptop, everything was sitting right there. It went freaking everywhere. And it was worse than what we thought, because we got back and I raced inside, try and get all the milk out of the laptop, because it actually gone into my MacBook, which is only 6 months old. I was like, oh my God. Like I said, the kids were feeling pretty bad. So they started cleaning the car, and then we had to actually pull heaps of trims apart and stuff to get to the milk.
Really?
Because
What car?
The Prado. The Prado. It's surprisingly easy to pull all the trims off.
Oh, that's handy then.
But it was everywhere, right? It was in the speaker. It pulled underneath the floor, the carpet. It's pretty hot today. So that was 4 hours ago we cleaned it. I only just got back.
Oh, yeah, right. This is like very recent.
So I've been sitting in the sun for 2 hours, can't smell anything. So the girl's done a bloody good job. So good on them. So, yeah. So my tip is, don't allow milkshakes in your car, because milk is the worst thing you can spill in your car. You can spill a Coke, you can spill a kombucha, whatever you like. It might get sticky. That's about it. But if you spill milk, holy shit.
So let me get this right. Your tough dog tip of the week is don't
allow milkshakes in your car, especially if it's full driving as well. We weren't even full driving. You know what I mean?
I reckon the real four-wheel drive enthusiasts are just going to love that tip.
Oh, look, in a 70, it's not too... No, actually, in a 70, it's a problem too. It stinks.
I love a milkshake, though, so that's...
Yeah, but you got to finish it.
Yeah. What flavour was this milkshake, by the way?
It's banana.
Not against it.
Yeah.
What would be your flavour?
Probably chocolate.
Really? Jaden?
Chocolate vanilla.
Oh, I'm boring, mate. I'm a vanilla man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, so at Shelter, because I went to Shelter, and because, I'm not really drinking, I saw the coffee. So they're getting a buzz on the alcohol, and I go get a double buzz on the coffee. And they had milkshake, and it said plus coffee. And I was like, what's this about? Oh, we add a shot of coffee to it. I said, can you add 4 shots of coffee to it?
They did?
Yeah.
Nice.
It tasted bloody nice.
I'd go that.
It was a chocolate
4 shots,
milkshake with coffee.
Right.
4 shots.
So you got to pick the flavour of the milkshake too?
Yep. So you go vanilla, go banana.
Oh, right.
And put, probably mango probably wouldn't work.
No, I wouldn't have thought. Spearmint was the reason.
Oh, yeah,
Spearmint.
that'll work.
You a spearmint guy?
Well, I don't mind it. I feel like a lot of you're either like really for it or you're really against it. I'm really for it.
Yeah, I like it. Do
Anyway.
you like the Aero chocolate bars?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, out of the fridge, preferably.
Yeah, they do melt easy, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do. Look, I'm not going to fight that tough dog tip of the week because it is a tough dog tip of the week. It's a tip.
This is going to lead into something else that was worse than that.
Has you got another one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
go
a
for
double
it. Go
tipper.
for it. It's a double tipper.
It's a double tipper.
It's a double dipper.
That wasn't so bad on the drive home, but on the drive around down south, particularly speaking of public holidays, normally it's the people towing caravans that frustrate the shit out of you because they're sitting in the fast lane, or they're playing a drag race with the other caravan next to them, or they just don't want to sit in the speed limit. It was everyone. Like, not everyone, but just anyone. There were people that sit on 90 in a 110 zone, and then the overtaking lane comes up, and then they speed up.
Yes.
That drives me absolute bonkers.
Yes,
Absolutely
I'm with you on that
bonkers. Yeah, and then all the ones that freak out towards the end of one, and they either jam the brakes or they just try and gun it for that last bit, the Form 1 lane. It's just people. Just do the fucking speed limit. And there's 2 reasons for it. If you don't want to sit fast, that's fine. Sit in the left lane. However, when there's a single lane, just sit at the proper speed, because all you're doing is you're putting yourself at risk, really, because if you're going to frustrate the guy behind you or the person behind you, you don't know what they're like. You don't know if they've had a shit day. And if someone's had a really shit day, or if someone is, maybe on some illicit stuff, who's already a bit aggro, you don't want to risk that stuff. So just sit at the speed limit and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I reckon tough dog tip of the week, sit on the speed limit, which is a given. But it's not, is it? Because people don't do it.
Technically, it's illegal to sit under the speed limit. Like people who tow caravans, they can only sit at 100.
Yeah.
That's
everyone
gets
the
it.
rules.
Everyone knows. And most good caravanners, when they got a whole bank of cars behind them, they will actually pull over and let people pass.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I'll literally pull over. Or if I'm towing a caravan, I get up to an overtaking lane, I'll slow down to 90, sometimes even 85. Try not to go too much more than that, and that allows people just to go by.
Yep.
Because there's nothing worse than like hitting that accelerator and like you're just frustrating people.
Yeah.
I
actually had a very similar case on the way home. We just went up to Lanceland for the Arvo yesterday. Had a feed and watched the sunset up that way and drove back down. And great run all the way till we hit Perth and hit the major freeway again, like right at the top of the freeway there. Romeo Road there. Anyway, get on the freeway, get past Hester and whatever the ones up that high are, and then literally now this P-plater was doing 95, but was actually passing cars, and the speed limit's 100 on that part of the road. But everyone going must have been doing 90 in the middle lane and the left lane.
Yeah.
So I'm out there we're slowly going past this big, there's just 90, 90, 90, 90, and then these guys doing 95, but got to the last car and just sat next to him for so long. And then I've got people sort of going back past. So there's then you can see some people that have gone into the left lane. They're going past us now. And I'm not doing the wrong thing. So I just wanted to do the speed limit, but there was literally, it wasn't safe for me to change lanes. I wanted to be in the right lane because I knew everyone on the middle lane. I was just getting frustrated with this P-plater, and you start
and that's
it's a poor P-plater too, just learning. I'll admit, learning. But hopefully we can do the speed limit or close to if you are going to sit out in that right lane.
I get a couple of Ks less because
that's fine.
Their speedo might say that they are, but
that's fine. I'm all for going a few Ks under the speed limit. Keep it safe. Drive with respect.
Drive with respect, Just drive with respect.
Yeah. All right, ultimate four-wheel drive. Am I reading this one out?
Yeah, you want to read it out?
I can do. Can you bring in...
Do you want me to read it out?
No, just wouldn't mind. Oh, you want me to start reading then?
Yeah, you go.
Cool.
Read it out. I'll bring it up. Sorry.
All right, Ronnie. This guy's name's Finn McLeod.
Finn McLeod.
McLeod, I think. 2013 Mitsubishi Pajero. $35,000 budget. It's his daily driver through the week, and he goes on a fair few weekend camping trips, 1 or 2 bigger trips a year. Love to do more remote outback desert travel in it. Ultimately, I want to do a 12-month lap of Australia. Three things he loves. It's a really comfortable car to drive both on and off-road, surprisingly capable for being an independent front and rear suspension. It's good on fuel. I'll get 9.5 to 10 litres per 100 on the highway, loaded up for the weekend, which is very, very good. Very nice.
That's good.
3 things he doesn't like. It's only got a 750 kilo payload and not many major GVM upgrades available. Lacks a bit of clearance at the moment at stock height with stock tyres. So he's only on 265s with a 17 rim. And the fuel tank could be a bit bigger. He's got 88 litres. He's written anything else we should know. Sorry. It was there for the taking.
Wow.
Right in the mic. That is disrespectful, and I am sorry. I am sorry. I am definitely driving home with the speed limit tonight. I need to make up for that.
Definitely wasn't me.
Sorry. I don't know why I chose to do that. Are you going to have to take that out?
Yeah, straight into the mic as well. You bastard. No one wants to listen to that.
I know.
Maybe I'll bleep it.
We hear that too.
Bleep it.
It's like,
bleep it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why I chose to do it.
I'll leave it in and I'll bleep it just so no one has to hear it.
Just bleep it out, please.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Finn. I'm taking away from you. I don't even know why I decided that would be a good idea. Anyway.
A long day for Liam.
It hasn't been.
Yeah.
The Pajero has a steel ARB bull bar, stock suspension and tyres, a 2-inch lift on the way. It wants to upgrade to 32-inch tyres when current ones wear out. DIY draw system in the rear that he can remove relatively easily if need be. The dual battery system under rear under the rear floor in the 6th and 7th seat well. 120 amps of lithium with hardwired lighting in rear and lights under awning that he just plugs in along with a few USB points and some cigarette sockets. He's got the 80-litre Waco fridge freezer in the back. Got that for free. Bonus.
Do you win it?
I'm not too sure. Says he just got it for free.
Christmas present.
Take that. He's an apprentice and wanted a decent four-wheel drive but still had to be budget conscious. Well, Finn, if you ever don't want the Pajero, I've got a Ford Ranger that might be. Anyway, he got the car with 130,000 Ks and has put 50,000 on it in the past year. Been faultless so far with only regular maintenance. Not into extreme four-wheel driving, rock crawling, mud slinging, all that sort of stuff. So keeps it modest and reliable. And the favourite trip he has done is the 2,400 kilometre loop from Adelaide to the Googs track and back through the Gawler Ranges. So do you see what I mean about the? Oh, geez, a bit close. Do you see what I mean about the ultimate four-wheel drive and the uptake? Like that's good info, good photos.
Great info. So much info, and I was a bit distracted. How many Ks?
So he's done.
In the year,
he got it with 130 and put 50,000 on it in the past year. Yep.
It's a very modest car, and the trip he's just pointed out. That's a fairly decent sized trip, which covers quite a bit of different terrain, sand dunes as well. So with that clearance, I mean, he's getting by pretty good.
I like that Finn's an apprentice, needed to, wanted a decent four-wheel drive, but had to keep it on a budget. And I think
he's done well. And the fact that he's highlighting that 750 kilo capacity is not much. It's actually quite a bit. And that just really sinks true to how much we put into a vehicle.
Yeah.
Which is great, an apprentice with an affordable setup can pretty much do anything in his vehicle, even on stock suspension. Fuel economy, surprisingly good. With
that's
all that
awesome.
Gear in the car.
I'll tell you what, with that...
So 180,000 Ks on it.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Yep. It sounds like it, yeah. Well, he put 50,000 Ks on it in a year, so he's been using it.
And just good to see something other than Ford, Toyota, Nissan.
Yes, and we do...
Or Land Rover.
Yeah, the Land Rovers recently. We do, like, the ultimate four-wheel drive is obviously not our ultimate four-wheel drive. It's the ultimate four-wheel drive for that user.
For that person, for the use, for that person's situation.
Tell you what, so he's got a 2-inch lift on the way and upgrades those tyres to 32-inch tyres. If Finn can get some blacked out wheels, like rims, that changes the look of that car from fairly stock, like on the outside. Done a really great job on the inside, but turns that car into a pretty nice looking Pajero.
I reckon leave the rims because instead of the tail light, you need some kind of silver.
Silver, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Well, some beefy 32s on that. 2-inch lift, I reckon.
Fuel economy would definitely go down a bit.
Yeah.
So then here comes the fuel tank.
Well, but becomes more capable.
Yeah. More clearance. But I mean, is it capable enough already?
Maybe. It's got him everywhere he needs to go.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, with tyres, you just got to drive it a bit different depending on the size,
Yeah.
But we all want to come out and jump in a car that looks really proportionate with the wheels, right? So it's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day, really.
I wonder what Finn bought it with in terms of modifications on it already.
Yeah.
I reckon we'd have bought it with not much on it. Maybe the roof rack.
Maybe.
That's it. But yeah, it's very...
I like it.
So if you can go back to the interior shot of the back, Jaden, please. Yeah, see where you put that table?
Yes.
Now, that is smart.
That is great. That is really good.
It could be the first thing out or the last thing out.
That's another cheeky tough dog of the tip.
Well, there you go.
Tough dog of the tip.
Tough dog of the tip.
Damn. Nothing quite like the tough dog of the tip.
Oh, no.
Getting 3 of them today.
That is a tough tip dog of the week. That one. Hey, Jesus. Actually, let's go on to the next topic. So thank you, Finn, for sending that in, Ultimate Four-Wheel Drive. www.the4wdrivepodcast.com.au is where you can enter the Ultimate Four-Wheel Drive. Show us what you got. Show us your rig. as we used once.
Show us your rig.
Now, Ronnie, I'm going to very topical at the moment. This what I'm about to bring up. I don't know if it's a sore point for you. I don't think it is.
Me buying cars?
Nah. I'm really happy with that one, but I actually genuinely thought I'm a little bit disappointed because I genuinely thought you bought another new car.
I did.
I know.
It's full electric.
It ain't exactly driving you home, is it? Full electric.
If I had enough of them and I laid down on top of all of them, then it's
distribute
possible.
the weight.
Yeah. I'm actually not even sure what brand this is, but if you're watching this podcast, send us 20 and I'll try and lay on all of them so you can drive me home.
Imagine if you could actually get someone to move. That would be an experiment.
There's no way.
We'll call Shuey. But anyway, it's about a Toyota, but it's not about the 79. And Toyota, yes, we're talking about them again. Sorry, everyone. But
the shopping trolley.
What's going on with the Prado, mate? Like, not yours. The Prado, the 250. Like, have they cooked?
There's not really. No one really knows what and why and what's happened to the two vehicles that I know of that are in question. There's a lot of positive and negative things about this car, and it's because it's a very popular car. So people are naturally going to hate on it or love it. And the thing with Toyota, there are a lot of people out there that they like non-Toyota stuff. And then there's a small group of those, when something does go wrong with a new Toyota, they love to jump on there and have a say about it. And that's just what happens when there's something that's a hot topic or something that's popular. So, that's why it's getting so much hate and so much attention. But it's such a popular car because it's one of the most bought vehicles for the city. You know, most people will buy it. Most people who buy it would not take it off road. But then you have that smaller group of people who are right into full driving, people that listen to this podcast, and people who watch the videos on YouTube, people who just consume full drive information content. They're the passionate ones. And when there's passion involved and there's a very hot topic involved, then, things blow up.
Yeah, it's been, because obviously I don't have a Prado. I've sat in one. I haven't driven one. Obviously, I haven't taken one off road. But I
we'll
get
have to change that.
Yeah, I know we do need to, because I feel like the negative backlash that it's getting at the moment is exactly what you're saying, and I don't know this, but the expectation around the Prado was way up here. But it's like this car, the 250's coming.
Yeah,
everyone's expecting it to be up here for everything.
Yep, all the hype.
All the hype was, blown out of the water, and then it sounds like it's come in, and for a few people, it's really under-exceeded that hype or that potential that they thought it had. And so you start to hear a few things, and then people just jump in and want to bag it out because it's a Toyota, it's a 250, and everyone got excited about it. So it's like you want to always chop that down. It's just unfortunately how we are probably as a society to a degree. Because I compare it to the 76, the 2.8 litre, your hype on that was like low. But because it exceeded the expectations, it almost worked the opposite effect. There was all this positivity around it. How great's this? And that was truth. Like that wasn't made up. But I feel a little bit sorry for the Prado at the moment. Like they're not that. They haven't been around long. Like we haven't had a lot of time to test these out. But there's been a lot of stuff, and some have been, like there's been failures in them. Like there's a failure right there, so you can't miss it.
Yeah, there's two that I know of.
Yeah,
two failures that I know of. Separate parts of the vehicle. Are there any others that are happening?
Or I'm just hearing from a lot of people, and this is maybe not a failure, but the boot, really not liking the boot.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff as well.
That is a very questionable thing that they've done. And it's only the one that we have here because they put that 48-volt system in. So
that's the thing. So I don't know of too many. Like I've heard a fair few about the boot, but I haven't heard many about genuine breakdowns and failures. But the weight of all the comments and the negative hype around it, it feels like every second one's just breaking down in the middle of the street. That's what it feels like. I don't know. Is that just me, or is that what it actually feels like?
Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit like that. Like there's a lot of, but like, you know.
So to put it into context, so
like you've got one.
If it feels like, I'm not feeling what people are saying. I mean, if I did the doors in that day, then I would probably be feeling that a little bit. But at the end of the day, any car would have done the doors in what I put it through, right? Yeah. I just got lucky, and the side step copped the brunt. And it only just touched the door, didn't put a dent in it. But that's beside the point. That's putting the vehicle into a situation. I nearly did the doors on a 76 as well, but I had a rock step and that saved the car. If I didn't have that, it'd be 2 doors. You know, at least I could get those though. The thing with the Prado is it's all this hype, all this popularity. If something goes wrong, and it's not if, when something goes wrong, because it will at some point. But for a car manufacturer, they'll be sitting on the edge of their seat. And I bet you Ineos were doing that as well when I'd take the car out. You know, that would be like, what if something fails?
Yeah.
You know, what if we get that car that has something that fails? And the only unfortunate thing is, one of them had the 48-volt system, which failed, and then wouldn't allow the car to start. But here's the thing. So many things were put through the vehicle, and what he was talking about didn't make sense to what actually stopped the vehicle. It was confusing, and I'm not convinced that they know or he knew what he was talking about. Almost like having, a spokesperson. People are feeding him information. Maybe he didn't understand the information correctly because he's talking about water getting into an airbox, but airbox goes in a motor, not the 48-volt system. So I spoke about this in this video. It's like, where did it go in? And only after thinking and contemplating about this, I started looking at the vision I had from underneath the car when I had at the hoist at Perth Diesel Performance. Put on a hoist. This first time I really got to have a good look underneath, and I found a vent, and he found the 48-volt motor where it was behind a bash plate. And it's like, okay, so that's the vent, that's the motor, that's what's happened. And very soon we are going to do some things, disconnect a few things, maybe remove the belt. What happens if the belt comes off, to see, does that stop the car?
Yeah.
If it does stop the car, to me, that's a problem if we're out in the middle of nowhere, because an extra component has been added or changed that's not the norm that we're used to. Is that a problem? We'll find out. Can we add something or do something to it so it doesn't become a problem? For example, 48-volt system fails. Cool. Well, we've got the alternator in from the old version of the 2.8, and that's sitting there. Is that even possible? If it is, let's try it. Let's see what we can do. So
no one's done that yet.
No one's done that yet. I don't even know if it's possible, because maybe that 48-volt system is sitting in place of where the original alternator used to be. Or what can we do to mitigate this? What can we, understand the system first so we can work out, how does it stop? How does it affect the vehicle? Because when you go into full drive mode, it turns off the 48-volt system. The stop-start thing doesn't happen because you're off-roading. You're not like have it stop in the water, or on a hill, trying to do a hill start, and it goes in and I'm going to automatic stop. So all that system is cut off. So if that can work in full drive, what's actually stopping it then? So that I want to figure out.
Yeah.
But my biggest concern is, and it's only because it's early days, the car's just been released. So vehicle manufacturer just releases a car. You would think that they would have a lot of spare parts here, but also a Prado, they're probably not really thinking about, okay, well, a 5% of the population who buy this Prado are going to take it off-road and give it a hard time. So we need to have suspension components in case it breaks. We need to have this, we need to have that, we need to have CVs, we need to have all this stuff, You're not going to bring those parts in as a priority, because we're such a small minority who are going to use the car like that. But this small minority is the one that really showcases the vehicle to everyone in the harshest environment that you could put it through,
Yep.
And I'm sure a lot of other things happen to other cars, but you know, this car has a lot of attention on it. If there are more cars that start to fail, like the 48-volt system, I want to know straight away how did it fail. You know, get more information first, and then see where it goes from there. Because could that be the only one? Who knows?
Yeah. I've probably got to do a bit more research myself on.
It's a bit hard because there's not enough information.
There's not, no, and there, like you say, there's not. It's not saturated the four-wheel drive market just yet. So there's a few people doing it, but not heaps.
No.
But I would wonder if you had your time again right now and you hadn't purchased the car, but knowing everything that you know and having driven it maybe for however long you've had it, would you buy one again?
The only thing I'd do different is not allow milkshake in the car.
There you go. So you'd buy one again.
No, yeah, I'll definitely buy one again.
There you go.
Because, look...
That's good to hear.
The only risk I have is, because I want to test it. Like I get naturally curious about things. I don't. Yes, I did say that I probably wouldn't take it out in the middle of nowhere until it completes these tests I got for it, because that's what's going to build me confidence to take it out there. Because taking a vehicle out in the middle of nowhere, if something goes wrong, you want to make sure that you've done everything possible to make it, so that it doesn't go wrong. And if it does go wrong, what is the plan? Because if you don't have that plan and something does go wrong, there's a $106,000 car out in the bush.
Yep.
You can't do anything about. Insurance may not cover it, or they may. I'm going to go back on a freaking waiting list.
Yeah.
So there's all these things that you really do have to factor in.
Yep.
But that's what excites me. It's to figure out, okay, if there is a problem, I want to find out if there is a problem first. If there is, how do we fix it?
Yeah.
Or how do we make it off-road proof? Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's designed for the road, really.
Yeah.
It's had it been the 70 series and I'd done that to it, solid axle vehicle, I'll be questioning what are you doing? It's not a city car. The Prado is essentially a city car. Much smaller percentage of people are going to take that to the middle of nowhere.
It was interesting. I don't know if that's a sort of snippet of it, but Travis from PDP driving the 250 and saying it went better than his 300 on road.
I found that interesting too. He said he liked it more than the 300. And there's a few other people I know that own a 300 or have driven a 300. I would like them to have a drive as well. Not, just to get their feedback.
Yeah.
I have driven a 300 as well. I have heard some people say it feels exactly the same. It's a heavy car, to 250. Nah, the 300 feels heavier than the 250.
The 300s can go though.
Oh, they can go.
So the 250 got a similar.
The 250
similar
has
punch.
a similar sort of punch, but it feels lighter.
Right.
But I think without even having done the tow test yet, because almost about to do it, what do you tow with? Well, we'll find out if you can tow with either. Fine, it's not going to make much difference. But I reckon there'll be at some point the 300 will be the better option to tow maybe something heavier.
Yep.
That's what I want to get. That's what I want to find out with the towing, because I think doing the towing test on its own, I think people want to know, they're going to compare it to the 300, particularly a GX 300, because the altitude and the GX 300, they're going to be
similar,
$5,000 apart.
Yeah.
So the altitude is going to be $5,000
huge.
better off, like cheaper.
Yeah.
And if you put that into factor, the GX, look, you do get a lot with a GX 300, I've heard, but you get a shit ton with
the Prado,
with the altitude Prado.
There is no doubt that the tech in those things is.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of tech in there.
Yeah. Some people love. That's why some people would buy it.
And look, and that's why you wouldn't, and they have to have that tech, because how are you going to sell it to 90% of the market, 95% of the market? Yeah, and I mean, if you are buying this car to do the, say you want to check off all the desert trips, it's not the car that I think people would go, that's the car to do it in.
Yep.
It's not. You want to do that in a vehicle that has been around for a while, that has a lot of parts available, and will do it easy.
Yep.
Because, you'd be mad to take any first version of any car. Say brand new Ranger come out, right? I drove the brand new Ranger when it came out, and I got the gearbox to overheat. I had to actually stop. I couldn't drive it anymore. I had to let the gearbox cool down because it wasn't the car, like it was my mate's car as well, you know. So it doesn't make a difference in that sense. I'm still going to treat the car the same, but it's like, okay, this gearbox is getting hot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let him know about it. He needs to get a trans-cooler if he's going to play on the beach like I did, but I know he's not. He might go to the beach every now and then, but he's not going to thrash the guts out of it, low range, on the beach, high range, whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's positive. Well, it's nice to hear some positive reassurance around the Prado. And then I think, well, I've said it before and I'll say it again here, we can trust you to test it with a lot of different.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised I'm not the one who's broken it yet.
Yeah, but that's like for the four-wheel drive community, that's what they want to see. They want to see this 250 doing four-wheel drive things. So
and it definitely will. Like we're already
and it's nice to hear you backing it.
Well, I'm going to back it until something goes wrong.
Yeah, so you got no reason not to at the moment.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah. What I'll say so far is it's actually done really well considering it's a city car. Like what I took it through on the rocks and all that, who the hell's going to do that with a car?
Yeah.
You know, I nearly dented that door in for no reason really.
Yeah.
Because who the hell is going to do that with the car in that configuration?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, agree. Anyway, there's more to come there for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Might be time for around the fire pit, Jaden, please.
Oh.
We get stuck into the 250 Prado for a long time, actually.
could go for a while. Voice messages? Plenty.
Have we got? What have we got?
G'day, fellas. This one's for Ronnie.
Nice voice.
I've got to say, mate, I'm loving your new content. It's great. But I also must say that I'm missing your old stuff. Whatever happened to bloody your mate Torbs and Modified as well. That's something I've been missing. When's the next bloody Modified?
Was that the end of it?
That is the end of it. And that's Pterodactyl.
Oh, yeah, great boys.
Pterodactyl.
We know Terry.
All right, well, let's start from the back and work our way forward. Modified is it's back on the cards in a planning sort of point of view. I want to take a different approach to it. I tried something in the interim, and I wanted to make the person who owned the car more featured than a conversation between me and the person to try and shorten the video up so people didn't have to listen to us talk shit. But, you know, people listen to this podcast. So,
here we are.
So, people, so for some reason, people like to listen to people have, you know, I kind of get it because there are other things that I watch that are not full drive related, and it's, you know, there's certain things that don't really need to be. It could be shortened, but you kind of enjoy the interaction, people talking, stuff like that. So it is back on the cards, but I want to change it a little bit. And not committing to this plan, but I'd rather have, say, for instance, if we had a Nissan Navara, we would get two Nissan Navaras, and we would have one with a tray and one with a tub, and then have the two owners sort of showcasing both the cars of the pros and cons in that same video. That's just one example.
Bit of a jewel.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Because then you get a bit more out of it, and it can be more focused on those things rather than this car has a bull bar and it has a winch, you know?
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
So that's what I'm thinking with a couple other things as well. So with trip-wise, so you probably have found that I've done a lot of trips more or less solo. And there's good reason for that. One, I feel guilty quite easily. And when you have people with you on a trip, it doesn't matter if they know what they're in for, that we're going to be stopping here, going to be stopping there, going to be arriving in dark, we're going to get a shot here, we need to do this again, we need to do that again. Ronnie's going to go off there, and all of a sudden it's not even planned, he's just gone off and doing something over there, and now we've got to go over there and film it. All this stuff. Oh, stop, we got to get the drone up. Oh, we didn't get that piece of camera, let's get that now. All that, in the back of my head, it's playing on me, even though these people who are with us are very much aware of how things are going. It's much easier for me to talk to the camera and sort of bring them on the journey without having all these other things that I'm worrying about. So that's kind of where it's at. Yeah.
Gotcha. Because it's production.
It's production, but it's work.
Yes.
It's work. So, I'm there working, and it's difficult to explain.
Yeah.
It is a bit difficult to explain, but it's I'm there to do a job, and when you have people with you as well, you feel that you gotta kind of force them into the story sometimes, and it becomes unnatural. And then you're going to have like stage conversations over the radio, and then the amount of vision you come back with and the dialogue, it always changes. It's very complex. And it's a difficult thing to explain.
Yeah, it's a glass shattering moment for anyone who didn't know how it actually works.
Yes.
I don't get that. What's that mean?
Well, that it's, those things you see, like the radio conversations where like Chris will radio Ronnie and be like, mate, that was a massive rock.
Oh.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Basically. Like it actually happened, but they filmed it again.
No. Well, it actually happens, but if we didn't capture it, I know that I'm going to need it later to build a story. And then that's where you need to, and it just, some people can do it, some people can't do it. And I also feel like if I've got less people talking over the radio, I won't be interrupted as I'm talking to the camera, because that's another thing. If I get lost in these when I'm out there and I'm just doing these things just happen. And there's a small group of people that can kind of work together in this situation. And then there's others that can't really, or they feel awkward. They don't know when they can jump in or talk and stuff like that. It's just really difficult to explain, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a fine art.
It's a fine art, and either it's not easy for them to travel with me, or it's not easy for me to do my job.
Yeah.
When people are traveling with me, and that's pretty much how the cookie is. And look, I do enjoy having company and going with big groups as well, providing I know all the people and tag-alongs. I didn't know anyone, but I love them because I was there to guide people somewhere. And it was awesome. You have great conversations with them. You learn things from absolute beginners, because they do things that are completely just not the norm. But it's you get ideas from them, which you never would have thought of, because they haven't been into camping, and that's why I love that bit. And you get to meet new people and all that. But if I was going to do that as recording it, hell no, no way. That's a whole different ball game. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, g'day lads. This is something a bit different for you boys. I'm an avid listener of BackChat and the Full Drive podcast, and it's something that they do on there, and I thought could spice it up a bit on here, but I just want to give a fine to Duggo for $1 from here on out for every week he doesn't go out and buy an Ineos Grenadier. Honestly, Duggo, mate, I don't know what you're waiting for. You've won the battle. The missus wants one. You want one. You come on the podcast every week asking the same question, expecting a different answer.
True.
Sort it out, mate. Get yourself down to Barbagallo. Go get an Ineos Grenadier, Quartermaster, Norwell tray in the silver colour that you want. Just make it bloody happen, mate. I don't know what you're waiting for, Get into it. Sort it out. Make it happen. Talk about it on the podcast. Hell, I'm not an accountant, Duggo, but I tell you what, slap a BackChat 4WD Drive podcast sticker on the side, claim that bitch on tax, and you're laughing, Anyway, lads, it's $1 here on out, Duggo. Sort it out. Make it happen.
Oh. How long ago did we get that one? Who was that from?
Rob.
Oh man, Rob.
Where was Rob 2 weeks ago?
Rob, yeah.
That was from the 15th of Jan, so 13 days ago.
You may have changed the direction
almost
of that
2 weeks ago.
That might have been on the day I bought the 79. You know what? Do you know what, Rob? Do you know what? I'm however long I've got the 79, I'm paying $1 for, so hopefully that's 10 years, like 3,000 days or so. But it's quite a lot of money. That'll probably get me like a seat cover or something for the 79, $3,000.
Yeah.
$1 a day. Is it $1 a day?
$1 a week.
$1 a week. Oh, it's okay. 52 weeks. Yeah, nah, we're all good.
You're
Chips.
funding a
Chips.
few barbecues or something for us, mate.
No, but
What
look,
about the remote control one?
you
will
know
cost?
you know what not the worst part. As I bought the 79, the shop was across the road from where the Ineos is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I was like looking at the Ineos. I was pretty much paying for the 79.
Wow.
So Rob, I'm sorry, but well, you'll be a rich man.
What went through your head when it was?
Nah, I was at peace with that. I was really at peace.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
With the
Not
decision.
anymore.
like I know how
Rob
Rob
just
feels.
twisted it
'cause
again.
I was as shocked as Rob.
Yeah, I know. So was I. So honestly, so was I.
Rob might just be happy that you've got a car.
Do you know what though? Yeah, probably. So I can stop talking shit.
Rob, send him another fine for not buying an Ineos
Yeah,
after he had the missus' permission.
I got permission to get 79 too. Also not too bad.
True.
It's probably a good time to talk about your next car because by the time
I know. Start the conversations up. By the time I'm actually ready to pull the trigger, I might come up with a call. I still don't. I see the 79.
good,
I see the 79 like at my house, and I will, if it's on the street, I'll look at it and I'll like, oh, that's a nice car. Oh, that's mine. Still like having that effect on me.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's kind of cool.
That's good.
So sorry, Rob, but I got a 79.
G'day, boys. First time caller, long time listener. Being a 250 Prado altitude owner like Ronnie, I just wanted to get all your boys' thoughts on the car sales saga with the 250 Prado altitude. The 48-volt system malfunction due to water ingress, Toyota's claiming. Apparently went through a mud puddle a bit too quick, and it's caused a fault in the 48-volt system. So I just wanted to get your thoughts. Thanks, boys.
Right on cue.
May have answered that one already.
Yeah, we kind of covered it mostly, but there's some points that I think will help this question. One thing the guy mentioned was at the rate he entered the water, look, your local bogan would definitely do the same thing. 100%. He's right. They would do that. I'm pretty sure, though, that Toyota would have tested it with a similar velocity, of water, a similar kind of thing. You'd have to think so. They would put it through some ridiculous test like that. Would I drive through water like that? Would I recommend it? No, not with any car. But should it do that after one crossing? I mean, it was probably a few more crossings there if you look at the vision. But beside the point, I wouldn't think that it should do that after just a day's testing, 2 days testing, whatever. But what I think has happened is a bit like the Achilles heel for the 79 Series V8. And that is the alternator.
Duggo, perk up.
So, yeah.
So I was reading.
The alternator in the 79 series sits so low, that gets a bit of mud in it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
I suspect that that's happened to a 48-volt generator and it hasn't charged the batteries. And that's why there's a 48-volt motor charging issue. And a fault code like that, or that's the information that Toyota gave them, or that's what they got on the thing, it's a general... it's a general warning that there's a problem with the system. So I would say it's something to do with the generator itself, like the alternator. It's got a heap of mud inside it, and it's preventing the contacts from making a connection, and it's not charging, just like an alternator, because that generator is essentially an alternator, but it's just 48 volt. So that's where I'm guessing the problem has been, but I could be totally wrong. So it could be somewhere else. So that's my take on it. They haven't provided enough information, Toyota, nor have car sales. They haven't really pulled the vehicle apart. And what I'm saying is I don't expect people to pull a vehicle apart, but like maybe have a look and see, is there something that's like, oh, there's a problem, but that was never done.
I wouldn't know too much about it to comment. I'm just reading through that article now, and the things that jump out to me is it rendered the vehicle inoperable.
A few days later.
Okay, that's not too bad. The other thing that jumps out is the air inlet is positioned 875 mil off the ground, well above the vehicle's 700 mil rated wading depth.
Yeah.
So there's skepticism about how water managed to reach the airbox as well.
It's a bit the same as a Ford Ranger. If you remove the bumper in the front and you put a bull bar on it, you have to get a snorkel.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, if you enter water like he did, the water will go straight in.
Yep.
Straight into the motor.
Yeah.
And
so the article on car sales, like the first line under the heading is operator error or design flaw? ? So they've opened up a discussion to that as well.
That's the draw discussion.
Yeah, it is for sure, but it's also not like Toyota stuff this up. It's not. So
no, not at all.
But I, in terms of the question, I can't really answer anything. But those things, I'm just reading through, spark my interest a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I want to find out. I want to go clean water, not mud, because I know what mud does to your car. Look, it's definitely going to see mud, but I'll be ploughing through some clean water to see where it's coming in. So it's a bit different for me because I have a raised air intake on it, right? So there'll be a bit more protection at that point. There won't be like a mass amount of water going into this point and then perhaps entering the airbox. But that's what I'm questioning. They didn't open the freaking airbox and check it. They did on the dusting issue they were talking about, which is a complete unrelated car to it.
Yeah,
the
2018
Rogue or something. Yeah. So what they should have done was open the just shown us the inside of the airbox. What I can say is the Prado that I have has sucked in copious amounts of sand from Lancelin. And I don't know if it's come through the snorkel. Probably. That's where I'll say it would. But since this issue with the mud entering their airbox, maybe some of it has come from underneath. Who knows? But I've got a raised air intake. So I suspect that it's just sucked it in at the top of the snorkel and it's gone in. But none of that sand has made it past the filter. So we pulled that apart. We checked inside. It's a bit of a spoiler alert of what's coming up there. Because I hadn't checked my filter since I bought the car and it was like banging it on the bench and so much sand was coming out of that filter. Yeah.
I reckon I would have got sand in my air filter yesterday just driving through Lancelin. Not even the
so windy,
that windy and just stirred up. It's crazy. Righto. Jaden, you actually asked your thoughts there too. Do you have any?
Nah.
No.
Yeah,
that's why.
Pretty much it's all been said.
That's why I quickly read the article just to have something to say.
No, I mean, it's all been said. It's not my car.
So I guess the questions are, one, am I defending the car? No, I'm not defending it because I don't have the information. Number two, I don't have the information. I don't know what's happened. So, the third point, I guess, is let's find out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit of a more information thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
Like, there's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of, and there always going to be more questions. Yeah. So hopefully I can uncover something that either answers some questions, but hopefully doesn't
probably cause
more questions, or maybe both.
I think it might be both.
Hi boys, Brendan here. Like the podcast, I've got a PX1 Ranger, and I really don't want to buy a new car with lots of technology and all that jazz. And I don't really want to spend $60,000 plus on a new car either. And so I want to know your thoughts on a coil converted PX1 3.2 Ranger, and also what you think of a Barra conversion as drive-in, drive-out conversions for $25,000 should the engine detonate on me. Let me know what you think. Thanks.
Brendan, I've had all the same ideas.
Couple of things. So technology, I'm guessing that Brendan doesn't want all the technology because there's more potential problems. And I get that too. That's why I like the 70 so much. It's like a what did Harry call it? It's like equipped like a Russian prison.
Let me just say, I am still getting used to that, and I'm not in love with it just yet.
You'll love it when you're in the middle of nowhere because what can go wrong?
That's true.
Everything that goes wrong is more or less mechanical. And
still probably can't fix it.
No, you'll work it out, mate. You'll work it out. problem solvers. That's what we are. But when it comes to converting a car with another engine and all that, it's kind of going back onto what I was talking about a number of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I was talking about what I wouldn't do to a vehicle that I'll take out in the middle of nowhere. So we're out revisiting all that. I was talking about big conversions on the driveline and things like that. It's the same with engine conversions. If I was going to drive around town, use that as a weekend, sure, I'll be in for that, doing something pretty cool. I like to do things a bit different as well, and that's definitely doing it different. But if you want it so it's reliable, I'm not sure that's the best way to go with the knowledge that I have about a drive-in, drive-out swap. There are some engine conversions that haven't always gone the best, and this is quite a while ago, so things have probably changed, but I don't know enough about engine conversions. But for me, if I was going to keep a vehicle reliable, I'll keep it as factory and as stock as possible, especially if I knew the vehicle really well.
Yeah. I where Brendan's going, because it was probably a bit too risky for me for the reasons that you were saying. What if I did all that and then, something didn't work or it just went to shit?
Yeah.
And even the coil conversion stuff, I was like, that would be awesome to do to a Ranger and just get it done and spend the money that you would spend on a new car on just doing up this other one. But I just deemed it all a bit too risky for me. But yeah. Brendan might be a little bit more aware himself and a bit more with it. But I couldn't do it.
But yeah, Duggo, bringing up the coil conversion, to me that could also sound like he likes a weekend car.
Yeah.
That can flex a lot.
Yeah, true.
If that's the case, yeah.
Yeah. It would be I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to have a car like that too.
Yeah.
Like just a coil converted rear and maybe the on a Ranger or Hilux with a SAS front, like to have the solid front and rear with the engine swap. That would be awesome. But I wouldn't take it out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. And then if you don't want to go and spend $60,000 on a new car, without the tech and stuff like that, or even if it's a second hand,
you won't get a new car for $60,000 anymore.
Yeah, no, you won't probably. So say it's a second hand 70 or something like that, where there's less tech and whatever it is. Does that come to the price where
I think so. Like you could go
coil conversion and engine conversion comes to
like an older GU, an older 70, something like that.
I'm gonna say do it, Brendan. Only because I want to see it.
Oh, it'd be cool.
And then send it in on Ultimate 4-wheel Drive,
please.
Yeah,
and drive it up to the front of the studio.
100%. But it all depends what you're going to use the car for. And I guess a lot of time I think about taking something in the middle of nowhere. That's where my brain goes straight away. And, things are different if you're going to do that compared to, going up in the hills for a play or something, going down to Brunswick, which is a local place here. For that, a car like Brendan's describing will be absolutely wicked.
Beast.
It's like having, like a big 79 with portals and all that. Hell yeah. For that kind of stuff, I'm all for it. That's wicked.
Yep.
A lot of money, but it's awesome. But out of the middle of nowhere, that's where I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
There we go.
So engine conversion,
that'd
be awesome.
Sweet. That's us.
You can sit on the whatever side shoulder, sit on the other shoulder. You say do it, I'll say don't do it.
Maybe
if you're doing this. So
as a ex-Ranger man myself, I'd love to see it.
So take it as a 1.5. Do it.
What would you say, Jaden?
Do it,
guy.
Send it.
Old right-hand lane man.
I actually would really like to see him get like a GU or something.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be.
Oh, so don't do the barrow conversion. Range. Okay. Oh, sweet.
Get a GQ. Get a GU.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, you just do you, Brendan. All
right, an old GQ would be elite.
An old GQ with a GU driveline.
Ooh.
With
it can't be a new GQ.
Barrow motor?
They're bloody old.
Thanks, Liam.
All right, let's go. We've been taking too much of these people's time. 4WD Drive podcast, powered by Tyrepower. A couple of tough dog tip of the weeks this week. That's a brutal outro.
Not just a tip. 3 tips.
3 tips this week. The Southern River Man would let it ride. If you would just bring that in a little bit more smoothly, please, this time, Jaden. The 4WD Drive podcast on Instagram. All our episodes over on BackChat's YouTube. Patreon, stick around. We're coming for a chat really soon. merch, voice messages, and the ultimate forward drive at the forwarddrivepodcast.com.au. We'll catch you next week.
We're going to need some updated shirts.
We will, actually.
Yeah.